is happening? Happy Sunday. It is September 17th. Hey. And I gotta call my daddy's birthday. Hey, happy Sunday, happy Sunday, happy Sunday. Welcome to Moment with Moschetti. It is I, your hostesses with the mostesses, your spiritual and mental health guide, your sister, auntie, cousin, best friend, always coming to you with the realness. Moschetti herself. Hey, y'all. Welcome back. I am pleased to be here in the Tone Deaf studio in the Sherman Phoenix, located here in the heart of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where I record every week. Um, I enjoy this space. It has been so welcoming and so comfortable and so enlightening. It has been a heavy participant in my growth as an individual and as a podcaster. And so I really love recording here, and I'm appreciative of this space. So in this space today, we will be talking about getting the life that you desire. We'll be talking about getting the life that you desire. So, if you are a follower, if you are a regular here, you already know I start off every episode with the church announcements. The church announcements are just things that are going on in my life, things that are going on in the Milwaukee area, events that I'll be engaged in, and events that my friends are participating in. Because on my platform, I like to uplift myself. I like to uplift you guys, but I also love to support small businesses and the ecosystem of those who are around me. Good morning. Good morning. It's 3:30. Good afternoon, mom. Hey. Um, if you are Mom Sketty changed her profile picture. I see what you did there. She just moved to Georgia. So we're all expanding and changing our lives. She just moved to Georgia, and I see you with that Georgia peach on your profile picture, mom. Hello, hello, hello. That's my biggest fan. So yeah. So I start every episode with the church announcements, which are just a list of the happenings that are happening around. Sometimes in church, sometimes not so much churchy. I don't have any new church announcements happening this week. I just would like to reiterate that the Midwest Lectureship, the Churches of Christ Midwest Lectureship, is approaching us October 18th through the 21st. It will be located in the Sheridan Hotel in Brookfield, Wisconsin, which is just outside of the city of Milwaukee. If you're interested in attending, I believe registration for the entire event is, I don't quote me on this, I believe it's $160, which includes the banquet, which is on Friday night. It's a nice formal banquet. If you are interested in just attending the banquet, that is a $55. So get that in as soon as you can. If you're looking for more information on that, you can visit the website. Hold on, Midwest Lectureship, MWL 2023. Look, okay, MWL2023.com. I am not feeling well again this week. Last week, my voice was scruffy. I felt a little better. And then I decided I wanted to go outside all week. So here we are. I done had a setback and I'm not feeling good again. So y'all just gonna have to deal with this energy level at whatever level it's at. Y'all gonna have to deal with me doing this a little bit. It's okay. I'll Lysol the space before I leave up off the mic so I don't get any of the other podcasters what I got. But don't worry, it ain't COVID. It's just the time of year where the weather is 60 degrees at one moment and 80 degrees at the next. And I don't be having my coat on like I'm supposed to. Okay. So anyway, so if you're interested in attending the Midwest Lectureship, you can get more information on the website. Also, we are still, as far as I know, accepting vendors. So if you're looking for a vendor spot, you can also find that information on MWL2023 at gmail.com. Yeah, so last night, if you're here, then you probably follow me on Facebook as well. And you will see that we celebrated the 50th anniversary of the McGahee family. Shout out to them. Brothers Vernay and Dr. Aura. Okay, put some respect on her name, Pastor Vernay and Dr. Aura McGay. He celebrated 50 years of union last night. The amazing Dorinda Clark Cole was in the building. She sang us down. She gave a word that was phenomenal, and I was very enriched by that experience. I wrote a whole blurb on my page on my profile over on Facebook about how I feel about her and how I feel specifically about a song that she has done called "He Brought Me," which was really one of it's probably one of my favorite gospel tracks. I'm not one who grew up on the Clark Sisters. I don't even know if I knew that that song was by Dorinda Clark Cole when I fell in love with it, but it is one that I absolutely love, and I got an opportunity to express to her how I feel about it, and it was just a great experience. Just simply being in the room with her, she was a beautiful, bright light with a wonderful, humble spirit, and we really appreciate her gracing the audience and all those who came out to celebrate the McGaheys and their continuous steadfastness, not only in ministry but towards one another and the example that they're able to lead. Leading a good example with your excuse me, hold on. Hi. um Leading your life by example, by a good example, a godly example, I believe is a ministry all in and of itself. Sometimes we we concern ourselves with being in front of the camera or on a big stage or wanting to be a preacher or a song leader or whatever, but ministry isn't always just about lights, camera, action, and the brightness of everything. Ministry really comes out even in the dark moments. Ministry comes out in conversation. Ministry comes out in the way that you walk across the room and you treat people. And the McGaheys are the type of people who walk and talk and live ministry, and you can feel it in the way that they greet you. And so we appreciate them for highlighting 50 years of the ministry of love, the ministry of marriage, the ministry of togetherness, the ministry of family, and of course, just the ministry of the gospel straight up and down. So congratulations to them and their family and the legacy that they have brought about. um I did not gather too many other church announcements because I'm tired, I don't feel well, and I don't care. So, if you are looking to see what other events we have going on in the community, every Tuesday is always poetry night. I'll be in the building at the Q, and you can follow me on Facebook to find out more about we got going on. Okay, okay, all right. So let's get into this. Let's get into this. The topic for today is getting the life you desire. Getting the life you desire. Getting the life that you desire. Am I an expert on this subject? I know I've gotten many things out of life that I desire. And I know that there are many things in life that I am currently pursuing that I desire. And I have all the confidence in the world that they are coming because of how I'm following what I'm going to share with you guys today. Um, I've had an epiphany. I have epiphanies all the time, okay? Because I be sitting around working on myself about what it really means to get the life that you desire. And I just wanted to share a few things with you all about how you can implement different strategies in your own lives, about how you can cultivate the entire life that you desire. I believe that many of us are walking around discontent. We're walking around just living everyday life with a level of displeasure. Because when we look around and we evaluate, we are not living in the midst of the life that we desire. And if you're living in the midst of the life that you do not desire, you have to first and foremost believe that you do have any sort of say so and any sort of power to change the life that you are currently leading into the life that you desire. If you don't believe that you have any power, any authority, any influence over your life, and you believe that you are just simply a victim of circumstance, you'll never get into the life that you desire because you'll be too busy settling into the life that you just simply have. Now there are many circumstances that will lead you to being in this less than desirable life. And there's likely to always be something that you could be pursuing and changing and moving to be in more of a space than what you desire. But overall contentment, overall satisfaction, when you look around, your ability to sleep at night, your ability to be restful, your ability to be at peace is what we're really striving for. And so we're gonna take a walk down the subject of how to get the life that you desire. First and foremost, in order for you to get the life that you desire, you have to spend some time actually thinking about what you truly desire, not what you don't want. Okay, because there's a million things that we don't want. Okay, I don't want anchovy pizza. I don't want chitlins. But that doesn't tell anything about what I actually do want to eat. A lot of times when we're living in a life of discontent, we're living in a life where we're not happy. We look around, we're like, I don't want this and I don't want that and I don't want this and I don't want that. But we're not looking at exactly what we want. And in order for you to configure or figure out what it is that you desire, you have to actually slow down and think about it. You have to slow down and think about it. And one of the things that you can think about is, what do you already have? What do you already have? What is already happening in your life? Take inventory of what is going on in your life and have some gratitude for it. Some of us are not happy with our lives, but we have pieces of joy and we have pieces of contentment. We have pieces of our desires in front of us. But because the pieces of the desire or the foundational blocks of the desire of our life desires are not present, or we can't see the full picture of it. Sometimes the pieces of it we ignore, we minimize, or we make negligible. But really, we need to take inventory of those things and have gratitude for those things, because those are the things in which we can have building blocks on top of. For example, you want a big old house, right? If you are not homeless at the moment, you are a housed person. And so even though your home, excuse me, may not be as big as you want it to be, you may look around and be like, well, I have a bedroom that is sizable. I have a kitchen that is functional. I may not have as many bathrooms as I want, but the one I have is decorated very nicely. Perhaps you desire a large family. Well, maybe you have love from the family that you currently have. Or maybe you have a friend group that is solid and relationships that are meaningful. People you can depend on. Or at least you've moved the people that you can't depend on out of your life. Maybe you want a job that makes six figures. But right now you may be employed. Maybe you're not making as much as you want to. But perhaps the building blocks that on top of that which we need to be building are the current skill set that you have. And so it's important that we take inventory of what we actually have and have gratitude for it. A friend of mine a while ago was like, man, I really want to go on a cruise. I 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 never been on a cruise. Da, 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 da. And there was just a local short, like a little day, a little afternoon cruise that was available. It didn't cost much. It wasn't a, 5-day, 7-day excursion. But it was a cute little, a little $50 little afternoon shindig that was available. If you're taking inventory of what you actually have and are showing gratitude for what you actually have, you'll be able to pursue even smaller versions of what you ultimately want. Now, I'm not saying sell yourself short. Absolutely not. Always pursue the thing that you want in fullness. But on your way there, while we are building, we have to take inventory of what we have access to and what we are already building on. So we can have good stewardship of what we already have. We can have good gratitude for what we already have. So as we are elevating through the different phases, that we are not taking for granted the things that we have access to, because that is a trick that people fall into as we're going after our ambitions and we're going after the desires of our heart. We don't show appreciation for what we have. And so as we climb to the different levels, we don't have appreciation there either. And we're never satisfied. It's always a life of perpetual ambition. Guess what? There's a thing called an infinity. And it never ends. There's always another thing, another day, another dollar, another something else that you could be pursuing. Goodness, my word. Will y'all make fun of me if I do the show? Like, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna do that. My goodness, I promise, it's some hand sanitizer right there. It's some like all types of cleaning supplies right behind this curtain here. I'm gonna get my germs off this mic. But take current inventory of what you have going on. Mom Skitty, it says in the comments, can you take care of the current house before you get a bigger one? Right. Because maybe you don't need a bigger house. Maybe you just need better handling of the house that you have. And you'd have enough room for everything that you need. Along those lines of taking inventory of your life and what you have going on, you got to be honest about it. You got to be honest about your life. You got to be honest about your current circumstances. And while you are evaluating your current life, ask yourself, what do you love about it? And what do you hate about it? Because sometimes when we are in dark spaces, we don't always take into consideration the things that we love about our lives. We're too busy looking at all the things that we hate about our lives. We're too busy running away from where we are, trying to pursue something else instead of being appreciative and in a love of what we have. And sometimes you'll sacrifice all of the things that you even love for the stuff trying to get away from what you hate. Again, the things that you love about your life can and will be building blocks. It can be so much good information about what your true desires are. So maybe you hate your job, but you love your extracurriculars. That can show you information about where your passions are. Maybe you don't hate your job. Maybe you just don't like certain elements of it. Maybe if you're out in if you're in the office all day, you don't like that, but you enjoy doing customer service. Or maybe you do like interacting with the people, but you don't like to interact with them in the capacity that you are. Or maybe you don't like interacting with the people, but you do love the office. Breaking things down in a small way, detail by detail, to really tell yourself about what you love and what you hate will give you information and building blocks on how to pursue your desires. Because guess what? I'm going to tell you this. Anytime I do a how to pursue anything, how to grow, how to change, how to do anything, there's going to be a step in it that includes do it. There's going to come a point in which I say you're going to have to get up and actively pursue. Get your Nike on, just do it. Because ultimately, like, God can do anything. He can move mountains. He can drop opportunities right in your lap. He has dropped opportunities right in my lap. But even in those moments when he's dropped opportunities right in my lap, I've had to put myself in position to catch him and pursue him. So there will come a time in which you are going to be commanded to get up and walk, get up and do, be active about your pursuits. But if you don't know what you love and you don't know what you hate, and you're really not evaluating your desires, if you haven't figured out what your desires are, it's going to be so much more difficult for you. You're going to be very unfocused in your pursuit because you don't know what you're pursuing. Now, in this evaluation, in this getting to know yourself, in this growing, evaluating and inventorying your life, in figuring out what you love and what you hate and what you so, it's not always just the object. It's not just always the tangible. Sometimes it's the emotion too. Sometimes it is the energy too. Sometimes it is things that are not as obvious. I recently had a revelation within myself that I have been praying uh, for ease in my professional pursuits. I've been praying for ease when it comes to the things that I when it comes to accomplishing the things that I desire. And I had to sit with myself and really be honest and come to terms with I don't mind things being easy, but I like to work to a certain degree. Okay? To a certain degree I like to work. To a certain degree I like the satisfaction that I get in putting effort into a thing and it coming into fruition. I don't really like the ease of just sitting around and just doing nothing and things just come. I mean, it's cool. It's great. It's great. Like certain stuff, go ahead, open the floodgates of heaven, let it rain. Let it rain. I can't even sing. I'm tired. My voice is shot. I don't mind it, but there's a special type of fulfillment that I get in having a busy day or semi busy day in which I've accomplished things. Because I don't feel idle. I feel useful in the world. And so in getting the life that I desire, I've had to shift from praying for a life of ease to praying for a life of satisfaction. I don't want to work myself to the bone. I don't want to grind. I don't want to grind no more. Not in the ways that I have in the past, because those have been detrimental to my mental and my physical health. Doing too much, going too hard for too long is damaging to me. And that was where the desire for ease came in, is because I recognized how damaging that hardcore, like super grindy work ethic was to me and how it's not sustainable. But what is sustainable is the excitement of having something to work on, to work towards, having purpose and meaning in every day, every one of my days, and having a balance of relaxation in those days as well, where I get to work hard and I get to play hard and I get to rest hard. Satisfaction is what I really desire. I like to work. If y'all see, if you've watched this, you saw me after I did the community cookout. I was like, wow, I'm so excited. I feel so accomplished. I put so much work into it and things went out well. Yay. If you were here, what, a week, two, 3 episodes ago when I was talking about climbing the pyramid in the Mayapan ruins, I like the excitement that drummed up in me. We came out of the fact that I had to put in some real effort to get to the top. It wasn't long. It wasn't even it wasn't strenuous. It was just simply effort. But it was beautiful. And it was satisfactory because I got a reward out of that effort. Now, mind you, in order to even get to this location, I had to take a plane. Okay? I was on a boat. Okay, there are beautiful views in all of these areas and they were gorgeous. And they made my heart go, "Oh." But nothing was as satisfactory as climbing up to the top and looking around and being like, "Whoa. This is gorgeous." And I had to put in a little bit of elbow grease to get here. And so, in the pursuit of getting the life that I desire, I know that I need to pursue efforts that require me to work. but don't require me to strain beyond my capacity to be mentally stable. Because in that part, it doesn't matter what the reward is. We have moved from a life I desire to a life that I no longer desire. So when you evaluate what you love and what you hate about your current circumstances, and this requires you to get real with yourself, you can also ask yourself what is missing. Mom says writing things down is the most effective way for me to know what I like and what I don't like. Right. I really do encourage people when you're self-assessing, I really do encourage people to write things down, because sometimes when they're swirling around in our head, they don't become as tangible as when we write them down. They become real when we either write them down or we speak them. Because thoughts in your head can be a little bit tricky. They can be a little bit tricky. You can begin to doubt yourself. You can begin to slip into areas of your mind that, excuse me, I was supposed to do that like this. You can slip into areas of your mind in which you begin to second guess yourself. And sometimes you can't even really categorize, or you're like, I like this, but I like that, but like, no, write things down so that you can plainly see it. And then if you find yourself in a different emotional state, you can come back to it and ground yourself in what you know is real. But when you figure out what you like and what you love and what you hate about your circumstances, you can also ask yourself what is missing. What is missing? What is missing spiritually? What is missing mentally? What is missing physically? What is missing emotionally? For me, like I said, I burnt myself out bad. I burnt myself out bad after grad school. Y'all don't even understand. Like, I burnt myself out super bad. I just thought I needed I pursued a job because I needed money. And I thought that having money was just the thing that I actually was going to lead me to my desires. And so I took a job that I knew could and would be overwhelming for me because my brain was absolutely fried after grad school. And then I suffered several losses in my life, which fried my brain even more. And because of all of that, I lost a lot in that time period. And then we went into the pandemic. I lost a lot, and a lot of things shifted for me in my life. And so it led me to saying that I want a life of ease. But really, what was missing, it wasn't about a life that was strenuous. It wasn't about a life that was of ease. It was what was missing in that was a life of balance. What was missing in that was a life where I'm assertive enough to advocate for my needs and not push myself beyond what I'm capable of doing. To not push myself beyond even what the job requires me to do just for the sake of what? Serving and servicing my clients. It's a beautiful thing to go above and beyond and serve and service your clients if you have the mental and physical capacity for it. I didn't, and I was still trying to do it. And for me, I do that a lot to myself. A lot. I know so many people who have worked and do work social services who extend themselves well beyond their pay, well beyond their time, well beyond what is being asked of them. Because we think that fulfilling others is going to be the greatest pursuit of our desires. And it can be, but not if you destroy yourself in the process, because who gonna help you? And then people who are the helpers tend to fall into this trap of being like, I'm the helper, I don't need help, I'm the one that does the helping. Is that the life that you desire, one in which nobody helps you? One in which you are always the champion for every cause and nobody comes to your aid? Is that the life you desire? Because if it's not, you can't act. You cannot allow yourself to act accordingly. What is missing? What is missing in your spirit? Are you drained? Are you angry? Do you need more energy? Do you need more joy? Do you feel lost? Do you need more guidance? Do you need more grounding? Do you need to be in the presence of the Lord? I asked God for more focus. He told me I need to get back on my ADHD medication. He also told me that if I do that, then I'll be able to care more about myself. I'll be able to take better care of my surroundings. And I'll also be able to be more diligent about finding alternative ways to take care of my mental health, to get more clarity in my thought and more organization in my life. So maybe I could wean off and get off of those meds. But if I can't read the book on nutrition, or if I can't even watch the video on nutrition because my focus is so far off, that I need to do the things that allow me to pursue the actual desire. I needed more focus. I needed more order. He said, here's one way to get it quick so that later on down the line, you can get it different. Building blocks. What do you have? Ask yourself, can you handle the big picture with your current details? If you were given all the desires of your heart, would you even be able to handle it? That is a question that has come. It's a haymaker that comes out of nowhere in my life every once in a while. If God gave you everything that you desire, everything of that better life that you want to pursue, that you want, if it was all given to you right now today, would you be able to even handle it? Tell you this, people win the lottery all the time and then they be dead broke, or they go into bankruptcy, or they have all types of financial issues along the line because they were not equipped to handle that amount of money. They didn't have good stewardship over it. They started to buy things not knowing that this is a temporary fix. This is a temporary money. It comes once and that's it. And if you don't do anything to grow it, then that's it. And so what could last to and through retirement, what could be good investments, turns into a burden. My right nostril is going to make me end the show early. Hi. Don't nobody tell Tone I'm in here sneezing on his mic. He be watching my show anyway, so he already know. But can you handle the big picture of your life with the current details that you have? Are you organized enough to run a multi-million-dollar organization? You don't even check your emails. I do check my emails. I don't delete my email. That's me hiding behind the mic. Did you catch that? Can you do business? You don't answer phone calls. You want love, but you don't talk to people. You don't. You not nice. You want friends, but every time you go out, you sit in the corner and you just look at people, or you leave early. People try to talk to you. They be like, how you doing? But fine. Can you handle the big picture of your current details? You want an education, but you don't want to. But you don't want to do no homework. You want to be an entrepreneur, but you don't put no effort into actually making a quality good product. You don't want to work for nobody, but you don't even work when you giving work. Can you handle the big picture with your current details? Because we'll have these big pictures about what our life desires are, but the details that it takes in order to get there, you have to make sure that you are equipped. And if you find an area in which you are ill equipped, that is an area in which you need to work on your personal development. Be it a mentality thing, be it a physical thing. Like, for example, I love to perform. I love to perform. I love to perform. I love to perform. But there was a time where I wasn't writing no poems. I wasn't going to no open mic. You asked me to sing a song, I would not. There was a time where I was early in joining the choir. My stamina was so low that I'd be ready to pass out in rehearsal. But I love to perform. And so if I wanted to be an artist, I got to work on my art. If I want to perform poetry, I got to write poetry. I wanted to have better stamina so that I could sing and so that I can dance and I can perform at a higher with higher quality and precision. So I started going to the gym because the desire of my life to be on stage and be high energy and engaging and singing and dancing was not going to happen if I sat on the couch eating Cheetos. The details were not matching the big picture. You want to be great at something, you got to practice at it. If you ain't already good, if you ain't no good at it, if you ain't no good at it, you got to get better at it. I've come to I'm sorry, my brain just had a fight with itself because I had two different details trying to come out of my mouth at the same time. Mom said she wanted to start a blog, but she knew she wasn't gonna write or type. Period. I wanted a show so bad. I wanted a show so bad, but I knew I wasn't gonna sit down and edit it. So what did I do? I just started going live. But actually, the conflict that I was having in my mind, one of the details I was watching, his name is Anthony O'Neill. He is a financial person, but he's also ties finances with spirituality, with Christianity, with his love of God. And he was saying that, hold on, I'll tell you what he's saying after these messages. I should start playing a sound before I do that. No, but he was saying that he spent so much he has spent time in his life praying for things, praying for like cars and houses and apartments and things like that, like praying for big ticket items. But the reason why he was investing so much time praying in those things is because he knew he did not have the foundational tools to obtain or sustain that. And so as he shifted his prayers into being a better steward of his money and being a better business person allowed his business to grow, allowed his finances to grow. Being a better steward over his money allowed his credit score to be proper, allowed him to have enough money for a down payment. So when it comes time to get that nice fancy car, he can just simply walk into the dealership and go get it. If you deal with the building blocks of the things that you desire greatly, when the time comes, you could just walk into it and go get it. You want to go swimming? You build a pool and then you can fill it up. And then you can jump in and you can swim as often as you want to. Or you can just keep your mind fixated on swimming every day and you go pay your little entrance fee into the different pools in the area. And you can just always be in desire of that. Or you can create the foundation in which you don't even have to pursue it. It's just already available to you. The pool in the backyard, I built that. I laid the foundation for it, created the building blocks, and I asked God to lead me along the way. So can you handle the big picture with your current details? These are all areas in which you can inform yourself of What do I need in order to get my desires? And then you begin to pursue those details, those aspects. You appreciate what you have and you build on it until you get where you're going. So that was point one. Point one was evaluate what you desire. Point two, suspend the amount of time that it takes for you to get to your goals. Suspend the amount of time from your imagination of what it takes for you to get what you desire. Okay? Take time, throw it out the window. Because here's the thing. Once we start evaluating what we need, what we like, what we don't like, we have our gratitude, we have our game plan, our steps, and what we need to do. Sometimes we talk ourselves out of it because we get overwhelmed by how much time it's going to take. I literally had a conversation with somebody the other day who said somebody was offering her a nice amount of money to pursue something that she was unsure that she wanted to pursue. But one of the reasons why she was unsure she wanted to pursue it was the amount of time it was going to take. And I asked, I was like, I think it was like 3 years or something. I was like, what are you going to be doing with the next 3 years of your life? And my encouragement to this person, this is not a client, this is a random person I met at a restaurant. And we began to talk. But was it solicited? I think it was solicited advice, because how do we get this far in the conversation anyways? But my charge to her was, if you have something that you actually desire to do, then take this as an opportunity to go do that thing. But if you don't have anything that you're desiring to do, and you don't have anything that you're working on, this is an opportunity for you to pursue something that is being handed directly to you, to fill your time, and at the very least get an opportunity to learn things and learn yourself along the way, because you never know what opportunities these building blocks will afford you later on in life. But the time, like, people don't go to school because they be like, man, I ain't got 4 years to waste on that. What are you doing the next 4 years of your life? If you have no plan for however much time this thing is going to take, you might as well pursue it if it's in alignment with your desires. If it ain't in alignment with your desires, then why are you considering it? But if it's just a matter of between you and some time, take the time to do it. Because in that time period in which you could be pursuing your desires that you are not, you are pursuing nothing. Unless you're pursuing something. And then that's what you're pursuing. But in the meantime, you're just working a dead-end job or just getting by. You're not actually pursuing anything. And you could be using that time wisely to build yourself. But I say suspend time. Because it's not always about how long it's going to take. Sometimes it may come a little bit faster than what you expected. Your success might come a little easier than what you expected. And you can't let yourself get tripped up and be like, man, this is coming too soon. I don't know enough. I'm not ready. Da, 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 da. You can't allow you to talk yourself out of a blessing because you felt like it arrived too timely. Okay. And I want to go back a little bit. When I say suspend time and don't care about how long it takes, there is nothing wrong with you having goals in your life, like wanting to pursue certain things by a certain period of life. Like, I want to have a house by 30 and I want to have a family by 4, or whatever it is, whatever timeline. There's nothing wrong with having an ambitious timeline, but don't allow yourself, whether you've met that timeline or you've missed that mark, don't allow that to tear at your self-esteem or make you feel like you're less than because it took you a little longer to get there. Well, also, don't psych yourself out if you're getting things sooner or quicker or easier than what you feel like you should have gotten them. Maybe that might just be a blessing. Maybe you were much more equipped than you thought. Maybe this opportunity is coming to you to shake you up a little bit, to grow you up a little bit. Don't be afraid of how much or how little time it's going to take you to get there. Suspend time, create the goal, walk towards it. And as long as you are pursuing aspects of the life that you desire, you will see different pieces of it come in bit by bit. Huh. 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 You'll see pieces of it come in bit by bit. It's building blocks to a life that you desire. You get it by building it. You build it brick by brick, day by day. You said my hair growing? It is inch by inch, bit by bit. You know what? And that actually leads me to it. Thank you for talking about my hair, Mom, because that leads me to a good point. There are tons of people who say, I like locks. I don't want to go through the ugly phase, though, or my hair is short. And I don't know. You got to go through the ugly phase of locks. And it's not an ugly phase. It's just that they're puffy and frizzy and they're not neat like freshly done box braids. And yeah, your hair will appear shorter because it is twisted and coiled and interlocked or however, whatever method that you're using. And so the actual length of your hair is the length of your straightened out hair. The length of my straightened out hair is not right here. Okay, it's probably like here, to be honest. But because of the nature of a lock, it is twisted and coiled and turned into itself. But eventually, if I take care of my hair, it will grow to the desired look and length. But if I time lock myself into, oh, it's not coming fast enough. If I don't have any appreciation for what it looks like in the time period, if I don't take care of it, if I don't start my locks, they'll never get there. I'll just always be looking around at people with locks and being like, man, I wish I got some. Y'all know how long my locks would be if I started them like 5 years earlier, like when I thought about it. I did it when I was ready, though, to be honest. I wouldn't have wanted them. I probably would have cut them off 3 times by now. I did when I was ready. And that's another thing. You do it when you're ready. If you're ready, you're ready. If you're not, take the time to evaluate what you got going on. Mom says this is the longest I've been without cutting my hair. This is the longest you've been without cutting your hair. Let me tell you something. My mama was a big she was an ugly perpetrator of this. So she first she had cut her hair off, had cut a bunch of damaged hair off, and it was super short, and she hated it. And then when I first did her locks, I don't think she liked that either. Let me tell you, she got the most full head along. Oh my goodness, sickening. Gets on my nerves. But we'd have never got here if we wouldn't have pursued it in the first place. But if you ain't gonna sit in the chair and twist your hair, how you gonna have a full set of locks later on down the line? And that's what this is really is about. Evaluate what you have going on. Get your vision together. Appreciate what you have. Work with who you are and what you have and grow on top of it, not despite it. Grow with yourself, not against yourself. And the true essence of who you are and what you desire and what you need is already inside of you. You don't have to look outside of you. It don't have to look like what nobody else is doing. It don't have to look like what nobody else likes. These are your desires. These are the desires of your heart. And if you want to make sure that the desires of your heart are godly, then you ask God to make sure that those things are in alignment. And if you know God and you pursue God in his kingdom, he will make sure of that. Lord have mercy. Okay, look. I think I've done enough, okay? I've talked for a whole 50 minutes. A whole 50 minutes and I'm getting kind of tired. I'm going to give me something to eat. I'm going to go lay down. So, Mom said I had to stop worrying about how long they would take to get thick. And now, girl, yes. Anywho. So, I'm going to go ahead and take us out in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, I thank you for this day. I hold you in reverence, and I just appreciate you for being a guiding force in my life. I ask that you be with me and order my steps so they may be in alignment with you and your desires that you have for me. Place your desires in my heart, Father God. And be with the people who are under the sound of my voice, that they too will be able to see clearly what the building blocks they need are to fulfill the desires of their life, so that they shed the things that are contrary to their walk and they put on the things that will help support them, guide them, lead them, so that when they obtain their desires, they are sustainable for a long time to come. I praise you, oh God. I love you, oh God. I'm with you, oh God. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. Look, you know the drill. Thank you for being here with me. If you like what I'm talking about this week, you can like, comment, share, and all that jazz. And if you want to give me a little bit of financial appreciation for my time here, you can hit up my Cash App, #Moschetti, buy me a coffee, buy me a car, whatever is in your wallet and whatever's on your heart. I appreciate every dime of it. I've been going on a lot of trips and adventures lately, and I could use some fortification. But anywho, regardless of all that, I really appreciate you for spending a moment with me. I will not be here next week. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get my makeup episode in the middle of the week, but I'll talk about that with my producer and we'll figure something out. Anywho, either way, this has been a moment with Moschetti. I am Moschetti. I appreciate you spending a moment with me. Thank you very much. God bless. Tone, take me out. Where you at? Oh no, he ain't listening. Ooh, we gonna Tone. Where you at? Take me out. The show is done.